Let's do it.
Hi everyone, welcome to another exciting and thrilling episode of the 8 Fundamental Pillars of Business Marketing with my good friend, David SHILLITO, coach, mentor, entrepreneur. So over to you, Dave, about the 8th pillar.
The 8th pillar, yes. Thank you for that. This is the last of the 8 pillars, 8 fundamental pillars of business, which is marketing, business marketing. As I've said in previous editions, if you went searching on that crazy Google machine and put in what are the fundamentals of business or business marketing, you'd get lots of different people's opinions. This is my take through my lens of 3 decades worth of slugging it out in the prison yard of sales and marketing. These are the pillars that I believe that if they are missing, they don't all have to be included. If your business model means that this is not appropriate, so that's fine. But if any of these need to be in there and are not in there, then you will struggle to get the traction that you need. So there are lots and lots of things that I've left out. My brand is called Business Model Mastery. I run a thing called Entrepreneur School. I mean, this isn't supposed to be an ad for Entrepreneur School, but anything that I'm not able to cram into these trainings, you will be able to learn from me elsewhere. Right. So the final pillar is about making offers. Right now. Much of what we do at Business Model Mastery revolves around a principle, and that principle is it's much easier to ride the bus of human nature than it is to push it. There are lots of people out there trying to push the bus of human nature. They're trying to constantly run against what it is that we humans already naturally do and accept, what it is that our society has already programmed most people to do and how to react. And so pretty much everything that we try and do at Business Model Mastery and on Entrepreneur School is to get people into this frame that it's an awful lot easier working with human nature, riding the bus of human nature, rather than pushing it. And so this is why we lean into human nature a lot. So this is all about making deals. Specifically about making offers. I'll cover what the difference is as we go along. But making deals is all about giving both parties some warm, fuzzy feelings of having achieved a goal. So let's start out with a couple of types of offer. The first is a hard offer. Now, a hard offer is designed to get a yes or a no. Right? That's a hard offer. A yes or a no. Then there is a soft offer, which is designed to get a maybe. I'll give it a try. I'll poke it with a stick. We'll see. So that could be like, trial software. Download the software for free, and if you decide you want to buy it, you can upgrade to the fully functional thing, or you only get so many downloads with the trial and what have you. That's a soft offer. That's designed to get a maybe. Let me give it a try and poke it with a stick. Or it could be, hey, why don't you just put this water filter in your house for a week, see if you like it, and if you don't, it's fine, I'll take it back. This is a soft offer. As opposed to a hard offer, of course. Now, here's the interesting thing of it. On test, soft offers can be more expensive, whether that's time or money or both. So soft offers can work out a little bit more expensive to roll out. However, soft offers lead to 50% more yeses. So it really does depend on your offer and your structure, your business model, what it is you're trying to do, what it is you're trying to achieve. Don't have time to deep dive into those nuances here in this training. We cover all this in Entrepreneur School, but depending on which is the more important to you, soft offers can be more expensive, but they do lead to 50% more yeses. That might be something to do with not backing people into a corner. You with me? Yes. Not backing people into a corner. I mean, I used to sell windows for Weatherlight Windows, and I used to sell gas central heating for Servo Warm. And we used to go into people's houses, and we at the end of the day, we didn't want to come out with a briefcase full of maybes. As salespeople, we didn't mind a no. We didn't mind a no. So this was the outcome that we were looking for, was either a yes or a no. And that was because we had a lot of investment. We'd travelled, we'd put our suit on, we'd managed to get the decision makers in the same place at the same time and agree for them to give us their attention for however long. This was a lot of things to set up. So the idea of then coming away with a maybe didn't work. That wasn't for that model at all. We needed a hard offer, which we really didn't mind if the answer was no, but we will need a yes or no at the end of the presentation. So that's an instance where hard offer was required. It wasn't like, well, we'll leave it with you. No, that wouldn't have done. Right, so I've rambled on enough about that. So let's get something out there up front. Like it or not, the word free is still a very, very potent human driver. Right? It doesn't matter if you're a city gent of consequence or a bloke who digs the street up, everybody likes the idea of free. Right? Everybody likes that. So in my bookcase here, one of the books I've got is Dan Early's written a book, and in it there is an example which is about, these are about chocolates actually, but it could be anything to be truthful. If you offer two things, one of which is slightly inferior for a penny, and the other is slightly superior for 10p, most people will choose the slightly superior thing for 10p, because at the end of the day, it's chump change anyway, isn't it? Most people won't bend down to scoop up and pick up a penny off the ground. Such is the way of our society. So offered the choice between something slightly inferior for a penny or slightly superior for 10p, most people would go for the slightly superior thing at 10p. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Right. Here's the thing of it though. If we then reduce the price of both of those items by the same amount, 1p, so now it's 9p versus free, that trend is generally then reversed. If you said to people, look, we've got these two, in this case, chocolates, one's 9p and the other's free, most people will just grab the free ones. That reverses the trend. That is a testimony to the power of free. So when we're making offers, and this is quite elegant thinking, so I'd like your viewers and listeners, if you podcast this, to really catch this in the wind as I run it up your flagpole. Make sure everybody salutes it. When you're making offers, in my opinion, your starting position, your default thinking should be, if possible, it should start with this question. This thing that my competitors are charging for, is there any way I can give it away for free? Is there any way that I can shoehorn into this offer the word free? There have been entire books written about the power of free. And there are legions of companies who have some really, really elegant ways of giving away things that are free and still being able to monetize. We cover all this in Entrepreneur School. So let's chat now about the definition of a deal. What is the definition of a deal? What is the 30,000 foot view of a deal? Well, in its purest sense, a deal is an agreement. It's an agreement where both parties give ground, right? It's an agreement where both parties make a concession to each other. They metaphorically take a step towards each other. The end goal of both getting what they want. And a great deal is where both parties feel as if they won, right? Which might sound a little strange, but humans like to win. Right, we'll cycle back to this. So, in its purest sense, a deal is an agreement where both parties give ground, both parties make a concession, both parties kind of metaphorically take a step towards each other, so they both get what they want and they both feel as if they've won. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, an offer is where one party, usually the vendor, an offer is where one party adds so much value to a proposed deal that their target audience, the customer, really struggles to say no. Okay, so that's the difference between an offer and a deal. An offer is where the vendor adds so much value to a proposed deal that their target audience, the customer, will really struggle to say no. You with me so far?
Yes.
Cool and the gang. All right. Well, you know, interestingly, sometimes only just the perception of an offer will do to make a deal. Just the perception, because, you know, as we've said, making deals is about each party getting fuzzy feelings, fuzzy feelings of achievement, fuzzy feelings of good timing, you know, and fuzzy feelings of winning, because people like to win. You know, it's a bit uncomfortable, but tacitly, people like to feel that they've got one over on the other party. And this is carefully engineered, right? So it's all about the positioning. The customer needs to get these warm, fuzzy feels of thinking, oh, I got a deal there. Oh, that's really important, and that can be engineered. Or, oh, I just got in time. I just got in time to get that special deal. That feeling, those warm, fuzzy feelings, that can be carefully engineered by the vendors. But it's quite essential, and it's so essential to deal making, to making offers, that it slips beneath the radar. So at the start of this training, I was talking about the fact that we like to work with human nature rather than against it. We like to ride the bus of human nature rather than push it. So if it's kind of baked into people's DNA that they like the idea of understanding a reason why the vendor is making an offer, why they're doing it, even if the reason they're doing it seems ridiculous and capricious, people want to believe it, right? So we've got New Year sales or summer offers or Valentine's specials, right? Or closing down sales or old stock clearance, that kind of thing. These are all examples of a shop or a vendor giving a seasonal reason why. A seasonal reason why they're offering this discount, and it also has implied scarcity in it. When summer's over, so is the deal. When Valentine's Day is over, this deal is gone, and so on and so forth. But, you know, your intelligence and mine and all our viewers know that these stores could be offering discounts anytime, couldn't they? But if they did that, they'd be on a permanent discount, and that would be their USP, and there's nowhere to go from there. So stores could offer discounts anytime, but the attachment of even a really feeble reason why, the discount's being offered, even a feeble reason like it's summer, right, encourages the customer to take action without making the vendor look desperate.
Right. Yeah.
So just the attachment of even a rubbish reason why the discount is being offered, this encourages the customer to take action in a certain time frame without making the shop or the vendor look desperate. Now, in previous pillars, we talked about our old friend Dan Kennedy. You remember that? Yeah.
Yes.
The Grand Master of Direct Response Marketing, Dan Kennedy. Now, many of the sage things that he says, amongst those, one of which, as you'll remember from a previous pillar, is why. Why should somebody do business with you as opposed to any and all other options? Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, if this is the first video that you've seen of me explaining these 8 pillars, go back through the ones that Rajesh will have uploaded, and you will find reference to that. But that isn't what this is about. That's the one about USPs. That isn't what this one's about. So one of the other sage things that Dan Kennedy says is nothing should leave your desk without an offer. Nothing. Now, he's being metaphoric when he says desk. It could mean leaves your printer or leaves your noggin. But you get the point. He's basically saying, if it can be at all avoided, nothing should leave your desk without an offer of some sort. Because if there is no offer, you're not giving people reason to take action. You're not giving them a reason to take action sooner rather than later. And you're not offering them the opportunity to get those warm, fuzzy feels of winning. Okay, so does all that make sense so far?
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to me, and I'm hoping it makes a lot of sense to our viewers as well that are watching this.
Yes, good. Okay, so let's take a few minutes to have a look at a few different types of offers.
Okay.
There are lots and lots of different ways to make offers, of course. Lots. No, I'm not going to make this into an advert for Business Model Mastery. Just take it from me. There are lots of ways to make offers. And in this training, we don't have time to deep dive all of those. But the first type of offer that is quite common is to make the media that carries the offer of some value. To make the actual media that delivers the offer of some value itself. Now that might sound a little strange, but this is all about clipping coupons. This is all about scanning QR codes. You'll have seen this. Your viewers will have seen this. This is the idea of clip this coupon and bring it with you. Present this at time of purchase for an instant discount. So whatever it is where people first learn about the offer, it could be, it could be a sales letter of some sort. I mean, if this sales letter said, bring this sales letter or quote this reference or whatever it is, all of a sudden this now has an intrinsic value. This is about making the media that carries the offer of some actual value. So it could be a business card that the MD has signed the back of. It could be a magazine ad. It could be a QR code on a billboard. Whatever it may be, the thing that presents the offer actually itself becomes of value, making the media that carries the offer of some value itself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this type of offer might be, present this print ad or business card or code on your phone or what have you at the time of purchase and claim some percentage discount until this time or what. A modern example of this would be a nightclub that sends out a keyword to people's mobile phones if they've been list building using SMS, if they've been harvesting the mobile phone number of people who've joined the club. Then on club night they can do a broadcast to that list. We've done another pillar about list building and why it's so important. They can broadcast that keyword to the list and say, mention this keyword or bring this image on your phone and show it at the door, and then the phone itself becomes the value. So that's what I'm talking about. So a second variant would be to do with what's called the value bucket, which we've also covered that in a previous pillar about increasing the order value at point of sale. One method of which is the old value bucket. Now this is an old FMCG, which stands for fast moving consumer goods. Basically the supermarket model, right? So supermarkets run the model called FMCG, fast moving consumer goods. Again, we deep dive this in entrepreneur school, but one staple of their model people will recognize as the bog off, buy one get one free.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the value bucket. That's another variant of making an offer. It's time limited. You will have seen this as you wander around your local supermarket. They're basically saying, okay, this month's offer is, buy 2 of these, get a third one free. Basically, the more you buy and spend, the more money you spend, the cheaper each unit is. Who's going to say no to that? A third type of offer would be some kind of free thing. Remember we mentioned earlier about the fact that people just love free. They love free. Nobody's immune to it. It's like a magic word. It's right up there with the word you. The word free is super powerful, whatever modality the offer is made, whether it's written copy or on video, whatever it is, people just love things that are free. Free samples, free estimates, free shipping, free information. This triggers something ancient that tacitly suggests that other people charge for samples, we're giving you it free. Other people may charge for estimates, we're going to do it free. Other people may charge for shipping. We'll ship it free. Other people may charge for information that we're giving you for free. You see what the implication is there? People love free. Even free money, right? Free money by way of coupons or discount codes, right? Free money. Gift certificates. This is all free money. So these are all offers leaning into the power of free. And as I've said, you can even give away free money by way of coupons, discount codes, gift certificates is what I'm trying to say. Now, here's an interesting thing, which you and your viewers and listeners may well have come across. Companies who don't really fully understand, they know that they need to be offering something. They've decided that what they want to offer is a discount, which is not always the best thing. And so you're reading it and you see that they've got a special on, and it basically says, okay, order today and save 5%.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, wow, 5%. Let's presume it's not a house or a car, right? It could be something else. Anything from a loaf of bread up to a printer or whatever it may be. If they say, hey, we've got this special on orders today and save 5%, you'd be like, yeah, whatever. So that doesn't really light a match under your ass as far as making offers is concerned. So the studies have shown, interestingly, that discounts of 15% or more get 3 times the response.
Wow.
15% discount or more get 3 times the response than anything under that magical 15% marker, which is an interesting insight, isn't it?
Very interesting. Very powerful.
Yes. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. Another way to re-articulate your offer would be to represent what's called funny money. Have you heard that one? Funny money?
Funny money.
Yeah, funny money. Now, re-articulating your offer to represent what's called funny money. So here's an example. Let's say that your core offer is £182.50. And then you're making the point that for £182.50, the person's actually getting £400 worth of value.
Oh, I see.
Right? £182.50, but for the £182.50, you're actually getting £400 worth of value. Now, £182.50 sounds a lot more than 50 pence a day, right? 50p a day. You spill more, right? This is the point of it. So 50 pence a day sounds a lot less than £182.50 a year. And for that £182.50, it could well be said that you are getting £400 or dollars worth of value. With me so far?
Yeah, it's a very usual tactic that you use.
It is. So one example of how this would be used would be a broadsheet, something that goes out regular, like Investor News, right? A regular publication for keeping investors up to speed with what's going on in the market out there. So the offer for Investor News could be, hey, why don't you get 12 issues of Investor News worth over £400 for 50 pence a day? That's reducing the offer to funny money. So the two things that people hear there are £400 and 50 pence a day. So I'll re-articulate that offer if you like. That offer would be, hey, get 12 issues of Investor News worth well over £400 for only 50 pence a day. So what do you hear? You hear 450p. That's the power of making offers that reduce the cost down to what's called funny money. Usually comes down to a cost per day. And you will see this on the internet, and your viewers will see this on the internet. People often articulate offers to do with the price of Starbucks. For the cost of one Starbucks a day, you can have blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, free information. Free information is so potent it gets its own section. I don't want to go on forever because these trainings need to be short and punchy. Every business has three sides to it, right? There's the product, there's the information, and there's the service. Product, information, and service. Now, free information, which is basically education, changes you as a vendor, changes your status from a commodity vendor to an expert educator.
Ah.
Right? This is basically education-based marketing. Don't have time to deep dive it on this training. Like I say, we cover this in Entrepreneur School. But free information, leading with free information, which we've established that humans like, is basically education. You're teaching the person to be a better buyer of your thing. And also by educating people up front, your status as the vendor changes from just another commodity vendor to an expert educator. Right? Now, contrary to what people think, free information does not dilute the sale. It does not get your customer thinking about other issues besides your offer. It really doesn't. It focuses them. It actually gives you more credibility. It gives it gives you as a vendor a broader meaning, a broader role in your customer's life. Basically, you become a more trustworthy source of advice, right? A more trustworthy source of advice, which is a great place to be. Education-based marketing. Don't have time to deep dive that. I'm not quite sure.
Would that be, Dave, like a strong USP in this case?
All these pillars tie together. They do. Some will play a major important role in your marketing, and others they will joint venture with some of the other pillars. So depending on what your offer is, what your product or your service is, whether you're corporate, whether you're a one-man or woman army, there's so many different factors that will dictate to what degree each of these pillars is more important. To some, the USP is majestically important. Right? It's what you're going to lead with. It's what people will make an instant decision about your company about. So that is really, really important. If you're in the market for, let's say it's been windy and your fence is blown down, and you see an advert for fairpricefencing.co.uk, fairpricefencing.co.uk. Well, right there in the actual name of the business, in the actual domain name, they've told you two things: what they do and how they've positioned themselves in the market. They do fencing and they're doing working men's prices. That's a lot of heavy lifting to do in one line. So if you're in that kind of vertical, then those are the things that you really need to think about, because you're in the commodities market basically, and lots of people do fencing. So you need to say up front and center who you are, what you do, and what your position in the marketplace is. And that's why that kind of elegant lead is really important. In other businesses, that's not as important. It really isn't. Not saying you shouldn't have a USP. Of course you should. That's one of the other pillars that we've been through. All I'm saying is that, let me give you an example. A lumpy mail supplies company. You know what lumpy mail is, where you put something in the envelope that shouldn't be there. You know, it's like you get these letters from the charities and they include a pen in the envelope. I don't know what about you, but I tend to get the pen out of the envelope and read what it is and keep the pen, which they're expecting you to do. But that's lumpy mail. You get something through the mail and there's something in the envelope that clearly shouldn't be there. So there are companies who supply the lumpy thing, the thing that goes in the envelope that makes people go, what the hell? So a lumpy mail supplies company, in this instance, could offer a free educational report, right? So
like that newsletter thing.
Yes, like that, yeah. But this could be a one-off report, which pivots the lumpy mail supplies company from being a commodities vendor into a source of education, and nobody resents an educator. If you present yourself as a salesperson, your average customer will do this. But if you're an educator, if you're helping people understand more about their needs, hopes, wants, desires, and the fears that they should have, even if they don't know they should have them, you're educating people to be a better buyer of your thing. Right? So the Lumpy Mail Supplies Company could make an offer of a free educational report called something like 7 ways to increase your direct mail response. And of course, one of those ways is going to be put something lumpy in the envelope. But the people who volunteer to grab that free report, who'd like to know 7 ways to increase direct mail response, that's value that's been offered up front. So anybody who's now starting to do direct mail, which is a good thing, or they've been given the job of doing direct mail for the company, and they see an advert for a free report, 7 ways to increase your direct mail response, they'll go, oh, right, yeah, I'll have that. So they'll download it, they'll read it, they'll get edumificated. And one of the 7 reasons, obviously, will be, hey, you need to put something in the envelope that really shouldn't be there. You know, a little plastic toy soldier or a tea bag, something that makes the envelope lumpy and makes people go, what the hell? So, how big companies make money literally giving things away is a topic that's beyond this talk.
Yes.
One example would be just pay shipping, right? Just pay shipping. As we've agreed, the ability to shout free is very, very, very potent to humans, exceedingly potent. So the zeitgeist at the moment is about giving away free books, right? It's a popular way to get onto the bestsellers list at the moment. All the buyer has to do is just pay a little towards shipping and handling, and the book is free, right? So you'll see people on Facebook ads holding up a book and saying, this book is free. I've just written it. I've reserved you a copy. It's got your name on it. All you have to do is cover shipping and handling, and I'll send it out to you straight away. Now, of course, rationally, you know that the shipping and handling fee is going to cover the production cost, but that's not the point. They've managed to shoehorn in there the word free, which is really potent. Just pay shipping and handling it, which seems very reasonable, doesn't it? Okay, how long have we been rambling for? I'm not quite sure, but let me try and get through this as quickly as I can. The next kind of offer is called a speed premium.
Speed premium.
A speed premium. Yeah, this is basically the inclusion of another thing if the offer is taken up within a specified limited time. Order today and we'll include. You've heard that one? It's a reason why they should take action, and the reason in this case why the person should take action today is, if you order today, we'll also include this. That's another type of offer. I think all these are different offers, and they're all essential. If you want to do business, you have to be making offers, right? You have to, even if you're a steel stockholder and you're emailing your existing customer list, what do you email them? You email them an offer. Order before Thursday and we'll take 10% off at checkout. Creating offers is not difficult, but it's essential. It is essential. As Dan Kennedy says, nothing should leave your desk without an offer of some sort, because this invokes the human trigger of wanting warm, fuzzy feelings, of having achieved something, of having won, of having got in just in time, or whatever that may be. You know, order this camera within the next 7 days and claim your free tripod. Well, if you're in the market for the camera in the first place, which is likely, if you've seen the ad and you've been triggered by it and you're at the order page, then you see this, hey, order within the next 7 days and claim a free tripod. That's called a speed premium. It's something they do want, something that's valuable, something that's going to be added to order if they take action before the time is up, right? I mean, salespeople who are not selling hard goods will use this tactic for discounts. So I used to do this in people's houses. I would give them a price. I give them 2 prices and say, okay, this price is if you make the decision right here, right now, but this price disappears if I walk out the door. And I'd explain to them, I don't want a briefcase full of maybes. I don't mind a no. I'd like a yes. But in order for me to get there, this is what I'm saying. This price just walks out the door with me. This offer goes out the door with me. So let's get back to what I was saying. The speed premiums. Yeah, the speed premium could be a consumer guide. Right? Could be a consumer guide. So the offer would be like an exchange of values. Basically, you give us your contact details and thus tacit permission to contact you again, and we'll send you our free consumer guide. And this is an educational document about whatever it is you're interested in, right? So that's it, really. The nature and structure and variety of offers is just exponential. It's legion. And the art of creating and making offers is as broad and as deep as your imagination. But at risk of repeating, just to heed Dan Kennedy's words, you really shouldn't let anything leave your desk without some kind of offer. So I hope that has been useful to your viewers and listeners. Without rambling on for too long or deep diving as we do in Entrepreneur School, that is like the 30,000 foot view of the importance of making offers. Hope that was of some use.
Yes, once again, thanks for sharing your expertise and knowledge and skills about the final pillar about making offers. I know I've learned something. I hope our viewers out there also have. Yes, so we've come to the end of this, the 8 fundamental pillars of business marketing. Like Dave said, if you wanted to, you can check out Business Model Mastery at Dave SHILLITO. And also he'll be running what's will be his 12-month program with the Entrepreneur School.
Yes.
I know I've definitely learnt loads over these past 8 pillars as well. I know Dave sharing his ideas, and that also he's learnt stuff, but also hopefully our viewers out there. So
it's all about sharing the goody goodness.
It's all about sharing the goodness. All right. Well, thanks for, like I said, taking your time out again, Dave. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you soon.
All right. No, thanks for that. It's been great having the opportunity to yak about these things with you, Rajesh. You're one of my students, and I really do appreciate it, and now a friend. So I've been more than happy to help create this extra value that you can then pass on to your tribe, your viewers and listeners. And like I say, if you rip the audio and podcast this content, then that's something else that you can do in the future.
Okay.
There are very, very easy ways to do that. If people are watching this going, oh, I don't know about ripping the audio from a video, there's a really easy way to do that. But again, that's all covered in Entrepreneur School. If somebody wants to take it a little further, and if you like me and you like my ideas and my message and my delivery and my candor, then just fire up that Google machine, look for Business Model Mastery, and hopefully I'll appear, poof, just like that.
All right. Thanks again, Dave.
Okay, you're welcome. No problem. You take it easy. Cheers. Bye.